The airport was buzzing with the usual chaos of arrivals and departures, families reuniting, lovers embracing, business people rushing with purpose. But amidst the noise and the echo of rolling suitcases, Emma stood still, gripping a small cardboard sign that read, Mr. Hayes. Her heart wasn't racing because she was nervous about meeting him. She was nervous because she wasn't supposed to be here at all. Her sister Lily was the one who worked for the company. Lily was the reliable one, the punctual one, the one who never messed up. But Lily had fallen sick that morning, and Emma, the often overlooked younger sister still trying to find her footing in life, had volunteered to help. Just stand there and hold the sign, Lily had said in a raspy voice over the phone. Pick him up, drop him at the hotel, and that's it. Easy, Emma thought. Simple. What could possibly go wrong? She didn't know that within the next hour, her life would change forever. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and fate bringing people together in the most unexpected ways, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more heartfelt stories to life. When Emma saw him walking toward her, tall, sharply dressed in a charcoal suit, his confident stride turning heads, she straightened up immediately. There was something magnetic about him. His presence felt larger than life, and for a moment, Emma forgot to breathe. He glanced at her sign, smiled politely, and extended his hand. You must be here for me, he said warmly. She nodded, almost too quickly. Yes, Mr. Hayes, welcome. As they walked through the terminal toward the exit, she tried to act professional. The only problem was, she wasn't. She was a teacher's assistant, not a chauffeur or corporate employee. She didn't know how to make small talk with someone who looked like he belonged on the cover of a magazine. Still, she managed to ask a few questions about his flight, his day, if he needed coffee. He responded with kindness and humor, not at all the cold executive type she'd imagined. By the time they reached the car, she was actually enjoying the conversation. There was something refreshing about how easily he spoke, how he asked her questions in return. He wanted to know about her favorite city, her hobbies, her dreams. She laughed when he teased her about her nervous driving, and for the first time in weeks she felt seen. The truth hit her halfway to the hotel. When he mentioned his company, Hayes Global Holdings, her heart nearly stopped. She suddenly realized this wasn't just a regular client her sister's company had sent her to pick up. This was the Mr. Hayes, the billionaire CEO, the man who owned the company her sister worked for. Panic clawed at her chest. She shouldn't be here. She shouldn't be talking to him like this. Lily was the employee, not her. Emma wanted to explain, to tell him the truth, but every time she looked at him, at his kind eyes and the calm way he listened, the words froze in her throat. When they finally arrived at the hotel, he turned to her before getting out. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate your time. You seem different, genuine. His gaze lingered for a moment, like he was trying to read something in her expression. She smiled awkwardly and nodded, still trying to hold herself together. That night, she couldn't sleep. The guilt gnawed at her. She'd pretended to be someone else, even if just for a few hours. And yet, for those brief moments, she'd felt alive again. Ever since losing her teaching job a few months back and struggling to find direction, she'd felt invisible. But with him, she wasn't. The next morning, Lily's phone rang. Emma picked up, and nearly dropped it when she heard his voice. I'd like to thank you again for your help yesterday, he said. Would you join me for coffee before my meeting? Emma's heart thundered. She should have confessed everything right then, but she didn't. Something inside her whispered that maybe this was fate giving her a moment to breathe, to feel special again, even if it wasn't meant to last. They met at a cafe near the hotel, and what was supposed to be a polite thank you turned into a 3-hour conversation that felt effortless. He spoke about how lonely success could be, how the world only saw his wealth but never his exhaustion. Emma spoke about failure, about losing herself while trying to make everyone proud. It was as if two broken pieces had found each other by accident. Over the next few days, he kept in touch, inviting her to lunch, asking for her opinion on small things, even texting her late at night just to talk. She kept telling herself it was wrong, that the lie would eventually surface, but every time she tried to end it, he'd say something so sincere, so heartbreakingly human that she couldn't bring herself to walk away. And then, it happened. He invited her to a company dinner, the same company where her sister worked. The moment she walked in, her sister's face turned pale. Lily pulled her aside immediately, whispering harshly, "What are you doing here, Emma? That's him, the boss." Emma's hands trembled. She felt trapped, humiliated, terrified. When Mr. Hayes, Daniel as he'd asked her to call him, approached, the truth unraveled. Lily's co-workers recognized her instantly. The realization spread across his face like a shadow. The warmth in his eyes dimmed into confusion, then disappointment. "You're not Lily," he said quietly. "You never worked for me." Emma could barely breathe. "I didn't mean to lie," she stammered, tears forming. "My sister was sick. I just wanted to help. I was going to tell you." But he didn't wait. He turned and walked away, leaving her standing there under the harsh lights, her world collapsing in silence. Days passed, and she couldn't forgive herself. The connection they had felt like a dream she had no right to touch. She went back to her quiet routines, helping at a small community library, volunteering for children's programs. It was her way of coping, of finding redemption through kindness. Then one afternoon, as she was organizing books, a familiar voice spoke behind her. "You really weren't lying about liking this place." She turned, stunned. Daniel stood there without the suit this time, just a simple shirt and a weary smile. He told her he'd thought a lot about what happened. He realized that while she had lied about her identity, nothing else between them had been false. "You saw me," he said softly. "Not my money, not my company, me. That doesn't happen often." Tears blurred her vision as she whispered, "I never wanted anything from you. I just didn't want to lose what felt real." He smiled, the same warm, patient smile from the airport, and said, "Then maybe we both deserve a second chance." From that day on, things didn't turn into a fairy tale overnight. They took it slow. She helped him reconnect with the human side of life, simplicity, sincerity, small joys. He helped her rebuild confidence, showing her that one mistake doesn't define who you are. They healed each other in quiet ways, through laughter, through forgiveness, through the courage to start again. Months later, when he invited her to a company charity event, this time as his guest, not her sister's substitute, she realized how much life had changed. She wasn't standing there pretending anymore. She was simply herself, Emma, the woman who had picked up the wrong man and found the right heart. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Every gesture of yours helps us bring more real, emotional stories to people who need hope. Before you go, tell us in the comments, do you believe that fate sometimes disguises blessings as mistakes?